It's 93.9 WKYS, station that plays the most hip-hop and R&B in the DMV. Aladdin The Prince of the Airways, rocking on your radio. And I got a special guest in the building right now. Really needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him his proper flower and his just due.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about talented producer extraordinaire, song maker, songwriter, a curator and an inspiration for everybody in and around the DMV. I've literally seen this guy start doing major things, has been on major projects, and done things with major artists. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than the legendary Tone P.
Oh man, appreciate it. That was,
Yes,
that was wonderful.
sir.
Oh my God, that's the best intro I've ever got.
Come on, man. You know how we gotta do it, man.
That's
Family.
That's how
man. So, Tone, man. Where do we go back from the beginning? No, we don't need to go back that far. We
Wherever
just
you want to start, bro.
Hey. But for those that may not know, just talk a little bit about how you got started in producing. Just not with Wale, but just we got
before
your
that.
music.
Because it happened. It's crazy because the hustle is how it got to Wale.
Yeah.
But before that, down in Southwest. Down on 106, First and P Street, down on the waterfront side of Southwest. Not the Galveston side. The waterfront side. The real Southwest. Exactly. Down there was a rap group called the Hot Ones, and me and my cousin Craig B. We used to be Best Kept Secret, the original Best Kept Secret. He's still Best Kept Secret. I've broken off his P. And we just started. I started to rap with them in junior high school at Jefferson. And Craig he got a keyboard and he started making beats. And so when I told him I was with this rap group, all of a sudden he used to come up and then he was like, you know what, I'm going to start making beats for the group.
Yeah.
And I wasn't making beats just yet, and he was. The group disbanded maybe within a year, everybody, was trying to hustle music, but we still was young, still outside doing a bunch of other things and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I started making beats because my cousin lived next door.
Right.
We was together every day.
Wow.
So I got it from him. Time, 6 months to a year, he got around to him. He heard one of our beats on MySpace. Woo, that's going back.
Yeah.
He heard one of the beats there it was a James Brown sample with a go-go vibe to it. And he had just put out those Southeast Slim go-go records.
Okay, gotcha.
That was on fire. He just put those out.
Gotcha.
And so when we came along, we heard what was going on at the time. And so we was like, yo, the concept is dope, the records is fire, but it needs to be commercialized. It needs to be commercial. When we came along, we commercialized what we had going on, but it fit what he was doing. And so it was a perfect marriage. And then that's when the Best Kept Secret Wale thing happened. Right. And it's up from there. Yeah. You seen what happened after that.
Oh, man. No, and then, and speaking of that era, right, like there was a time where rap wasn't cool in
It
the
was
city.
not cool.
It was not a thing at all.
Thank you.
Man. So like, coming up in that, like, what was those feelings and those emotions like, being that you were doing something different?
Entire city like wanting to be producers and rappers, that wasn't a thing. Didn't even. You was.
I
was
was
a crowd. Like you rapping.
Did something new for the radio.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember. I was in it.
So it was very selective.
Right.
So we was a part of that, and so I felt compelled. I felt empowered. I felt obligated to like, you know what, man, we gonna represent in this space.
Yeah.
So I just dedicated myself to doing it. And not caring about what came with that. Also, like in the beginning, when we started mixing up the go-go with the hip hop, a lot of people in the go-go community was like, "That's not go-go."
Of course.
The purists on East Side was saying like hip hop was like, "That ain't hip hop." The go-go like, "That ain't go-go." But when and you know what that told me though at that moment, when you're an innovator, nobody's gonna understand you until you make them understand it.
Yeah.
So you just gotta You gotta have tunnel vision and hone in on what you're doing, and then you gotta follow through with your vision. Yeah. And that's what I did. And so when we followed through, we Kingpin Slim, we got XO, we got Phil Day on stuff, we got my man Two Face the Dog, we got all these rappers. What's my homegirl name? Rada MC. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of, we got to everybody. Right. Shout out to Yudu at House Studios. You know what I mean? He was instrumental in helping to grow and. As an artist over there, shout out to Two Face, your Wild Boy, and Yankee. All of these guys help to spread the beats around. And when I really met Two Face and Yankee, they really they saw the ambition within me personally, and seeing the hustle, and they really took me to a lot of places to really get the music in a lot of people's hands that were actually doing this, like Tabby Benet and all these type of guys at that level. And so, yeah, man, you gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah,
man.
no, for sure, for sure. How'd you hook up with Godfather?
So Godfather, that's a good question. How did we hook up with Godfather? Oh, UCB.
Okay.
At the
Gotcha.
time.
Yeah.
He was playing with UCB at the time. And I forgot how we linked. Matter of fact, it was the fact there was UCB and Wale started performing together at R&R downtown back in that spot.
Okay.
When Kenny Burns was around. Okay. And Kenny had UCB.
Right.
And well, I think he was dealing with Wale, but he was trying to sign UCB.
Yeah, it was like he was
trying to sign
both of them at the same time.
Because he tried to sign me and Craig at the time.
Was it 3-6 Studio? 3-6?
Nah, 368 was Raheem and them. He had Studio 43.
Studio 43, that's what it was.
Studio
I knew it was
43.
Studio something.
Yeah. And so at that time, he tried to sign, he took us down to the George too at the same time. It was like, yeah, Tony Craig, what's up, man? And we just came out of a small little deal that we was like, nah, we good on everything at the time. We just was uncomfortable because based on what we just went through. Not the fact that we didn't trust Kenny, but Kenny's the OG and Kenny's he home team. You know what I mean? We was just in a bad space and we was mad young. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's how we met Godfather. And when we met him, he was the guy to really, because me and Craig aren't pianists.
Right.
We're producers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so people don't really understand because of what producers, what they look like today. Let's give you a small tutorial on that, but I'm going to get right back to this. Producers understand how to execute a record, format a record. Oh, it's not a bridge here. Oh, you know what? Let's put a bridge here. Let's remove this part. Let's insert this. And a matter of fact, let's re-record this section because we could add these layers. We come in with more than the music. We execute a record. And beat makers, they just make a beat and they go away. Okay. So me and DJ Toom used to talk about this a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, for sure.
There has to be a distinguishing. Again, back to the innovative stuff. We're right back in the middle.
Right back. I love it.
The original, but that's it's the same thing. I'm the purist on each side. We'll get to that in a second. But GOGOpunk is really the inspiration behind it. Is really my trajectory as a person. You know what I'm saying? So I went to school, elementary school in Georgetown. Okay. While living in Southwest, I went to school in Georgetown, and then I went to from Georgetown from first to third, and then from fourth to sixth I went to school at Ross Elementary in DuPont Circle. So it was a multicultural school, and then one school was majority white. So moving to Jefferson, going to school with my neighborhood was completely different.
You already know.
So it was not a culture shock for me, but it was like, okay, it's different. But these are my people, like majority. And so while I was, at Ross was majority Spanish kids, right? So when Selena died, passed away, I was in tune with how important she was. I know who Selena is, you know? Soccer was my first love. Ask anybody down Southwest, they like, oh, Tony been playing soccer and baseball. He been wearing chucks and all of that. Back in the baggy clothes era.
Nice.
You know, so it's everybody knows that about me. In basketball and sports and all that too. So, but it's a trajectory of my life. So I was listening to Linkin Park and all of that back then. I was listening to influences, all of that kind of stuff on that side of town. So then moving forward to Jefferson, Wilson, Friendship Edison, and High Leadership Public Charter School, like I was listening to all Go-Go. That was it. So for me, I was raised in both of those, so I got a fair share of both sides. So now that I'm an artist, I went through my production phase with incorporating go-go and hip-hop. Now I'm like, man, what's my identity as an artist? I can't do that. Can't do that. And so for me, always keeping, hometown on my back and the sound and carrying the flag for the hometown, I said, man, I need to find a space within this.
Did something new for the radio.
Shout out to Splice. And I just made a beat real fast over it. Just really bad. Then I got the timbales out. I did timbales right there. I made the beat in like 10 minutes. Didn't think about it. Wrote the song in my head as I was writing, as I was doing the beat. And I was like, wait a minute, I just kind of created a whole sound here. What is this? This is cool. And that's where it all started. Blackheart. First record. But then I had another record called The Other Side that kind of fit the same feeling as this. So I was like, oh, this kind of GOGOpunk. that's where we going. That's what it feels like. Yeah. And that's where the whole thing started from.
Wow.
So I just took that moment and that of creation, and I just started building on that right there. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, man. That's
and now we have an EP.
GOGOpunk. Pound GOGOpunk.
Pound GOGO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hashtag GOGOpunk. Hashtag GOGOpunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many songs on the EP?
It's 5 songs in the EP.
Okay.
Yeah. 5 songs in the EP. We got Black Heart. Since it's so short, we can go right down the list.
Yeah.
Black Heart, The Other Side, Speedin', 1901.
Fire! That's my song right there.
Yeah. And then a shootout with Rock Mikey from UCB.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now with you ushering a new sound in and just a new lane. Where the DC has always been a city of resilience and change, and
absolutely.
And it took a while for them to get the Wale thing, and now the city loves them. Are you ready for the pushback?
I don't care.
I love that. I'm glad you said that.
Everybody said that. I don't care.
Yes, and I'm so glad.
Nothing phases me, bro.
Nice.
That's why I know I'm built for certain things. I know what I'm not built for, also.
Right.
But like, in terms of opinions, I'm never kidding.
Nice.
Come on.
Absolutely.
The space we live in, bro, you can't really because I've been around artists, I've been around other people where I'm like, man, opinions really bother you, bro.
Yeah.
And I see it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And it really gets under people's skin.
Sure.
And I'm like, that's not me though.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so this amazing project, man, it is a classic, bro. I love what you've done. I've really listened to it. You've taken your time. I'm giving you your flowers. Like, you really have studied and you put a great body of work together.
Nah, I appreciate it, man.
And, I know people are not going there. Certain people that are not going to gravitate to it, but I love the fact that you are creating something new and that there's a new audience that you're looking to build. What's your vision as far as...
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm really glad. I'm glad you brought that up, bro. Because, let me put this on silent. I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because that's my biggest thing I wanted, like, for our city moving forward in my artistry. Mm-hmm. I wanted to represent the city collectively. You know what I mean? Like, all sides of it. Because
what DC looks like today.
But also what DC has been, like, on the punk side of things. Like, we got Bad Brains, we got Minor Threat, we got Fugazi, we got shout out to Henry Rollins from Black Flag. You know what I mean? Like, we have Scream. Those guys they really put the flag on the ground for punk, the genre itself.
Right.
People, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters and Nirvana, people like Green Day. These people look up to these people I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They all they
used to come here 9:30 Club. I mean, it was
they cite Ian McKay and these guys and for Bad Brains and Fugazi and Minor Threat. They cite these guys as like, yo, these are the grandfathers of punk.
Right.
These are the godfathers of punk.
Right.
And so we have that, and also we have go-go. So for me, I'm like, how do we take this city and bring it together? It's bigger than the music. How do we bring the people together? How do we bring the people together?
Nice.
You feel me? And music is the biggest, if not the biggest, or the second biggest, I think it's the biggest communication tool in the world.
Which you think is the first?
Religion.
Oh,
can't beat that.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's a different ball game, bro.
You know what? So my father, I love that we having this conversation. My father told me growing up. He said 2 things that bring everybody together is food and music.
Correct, though.
Food,
definitely.
Food and music.
Food and music.
People argue about religion, but good food.
Well, now you won't argue about that.
There's nothing to argue about. It's nothing to argue about.
That's true, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I love your mindset. Let's talk about the state of go-go. You know what I'm saying? I love what you're doing. I think in order for things to change and grow, there has to be movements like this. Just the state of go-go in your opinion, and what outside of what you're doing, what do you think needs to help continue to make the culture grow before it dies?
I think the culture needs to be more in tune in collaboration with more professionals that do music in a professional space. And I think honestly we need to drop the ego amongst the bands. Because there's a lot of ego when you sit and listen, not really towards me because I'm in a different position from most people in the bands, right? But even still, like, and I understand that we built the culture. It's like no other in the world. Like you can't go nowhere and see no band perform 3-4 times a week for 20 years, and they got 200 to 400 people every show for 20 years. You can't find that nowhere. Right? So with respect to go-go and the culture and what we built in general, even still, we've gotten away from the things that made us bigger than DC, bigger than the area. It's like Trouble Funk is bigger than DC. EU is bigger than DC. Rare Essence is bigger than DC.
I mean, when Chuck was alive, I mean, he
Chuck
was
Brown.
China.
We ain't listen. He the Godfather.
Yeah, facts. But I mean, I feel like it's gotten away from.
But you know why? Because we've gotten away from how we make music. All of these guys that we just mentioned, they all made their music. For one, they all got original cuts. And it's a different hustle when you're a band that's trying to hustle original music and make original music. There's a discipline that goes along with that. There's saving money to record things. Then there's a collaboration with producers and real songwriters who really do this outside of the band, because most band members aren't songwriters. Most band members aren't producers. They just play music. Hence is why the discipline thing I'm going back to, these guys, it's easy to get a cover from off the radio because somebody already produced that and it's on the radio. It's a song that's done. You see what I'm saying? This is not a shout out. This is not a, to put a negative cloud on the community. If we want the community to be better, we want Go-Go to thrive. These are the type of conversations that need to happen in real time. And for me, I want Go-Go to thrive. So this is, if you know me, I'm a straight shooter.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
So we got to get back to what makes you great, what makes you bigger than the area, what makes you bigger than the block. You feel me? So, and that goes back to recording music in studio. That goes back to saving your money so that you can pay for this studio session to record this album. But before we record that album, you need to make songs, your own songs, with a producer and songwriter, that really understand how to make music. And then you got to market that.
Then you got to push it.
You see the difference in the hustle? You got to make people like the original music versus the cover.
Absolutely.
Because you can't because now here's the vision with that. You can't maximize on your potential or your music. You can't have it. And what I mean by that is you can't maximize in the form of syncs, commercial syncs, TV syncs, radio syncs, because you can't have no split sheet on that because you don't own it. There's no, you're not part of the creative process on the split sheet. So there's no money for you guys in that world. They can't put, because I see a lot of fans say, man, I don't ever see the music in commercials or TV because they can't. They don't own it. They didn't write the music. They just covered the music. So, but you can, because then if people say, well, Whitney used to cover stuff, Luther Vandross cover stuff, why can't they do this? Well, they did the paperwork with the original writers. They got the splits done for the sample usage. You know what I mean? These things need to happen, in order for these songs, if you want to do the cover route, to thrive. Those are the type of things that people don't know behind the scenes. So it's just easier to make your own original cuts. And you want to maximize that you can own the masters if you do your own original cuts. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what we need is ownership.
And I have always said, just understanding everything that you're saying. A lot of people might have heard these words, like, what's split sheets? And understanding the music business. You know what I'm saying? So I think, in order for the go-go community to really continue to thrive and push, I say, and moving those
When you're doing things your way, you can't worry about how people are going to perceive it. You just know that you're dope. Know that you're going to build a team around you.
That's it.
Keep everybody that's inspired by what you're doing, and just keep your head down and keep hustling. Because you're going to, the audience is going to find you. You just got to do the work. You know what I mean? So we taking Go-Go to the Grammys our way. Tone P and the carryout.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the carryout.
That might be the coolest band name in the world too. That thing tough.
So that's the band name.
Shout out to my baby Z. She actually, the carryout was a different concept. And we was trying to figure out what the band name was, and she was like, why don't you just name it this concept right here? That is golden. We got something here. So she over there. She did that.
That's what's up. Okay, so Tone P and the carryout. Now, speaking of speeding, you know what I'm saying, in the carryout, we got the carryout in the building. just talk to fellas, introduce yourselves real quick.
Yeah, what's up? So my name is Breezy Supreme. We actually aren't the carryout.
Yeah.
So let me say this. So Tone being the carryout is me in the band.
Okay.
So this is Breezy Supreme. This is
Okay.
he's his own entity. He's featured on the song Speeding. So it's Footwork. These are two dope artists right here that I had to reach out to. Actually, you reached out and I had to have them on the project, bro.
Nah, very
Had
nice.
to.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So talk about the synergy and how, you know what I'm saying, the song came together.
Yeah, I'll let Breezy go first.
I know for me personally, I thought Tone didn't like me.
Saying that too.
So, because people, because I already knew who he was, but I didn't, like, we didn't follow each other or nothing.
Yeah.
So a lot of my fan base would go on his comment section and be tagging me and stuff. And then it'll always be like, he'd be like, yeah, GOGOpunk. And I was like, is he sneak dissing me? Like, why he keep, why he keep tagging me in this stuff? So eventually I was like, but I like what I hear though. So we ended up following each other, whatever. And then he reached out and we got on the phone. I was like, I ain't even gonna be fake. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up because I was like, I don't know if you like me or not. I don't know what's going on. But I was like, I don't want no beef. I was just like, yeah. So I had to dead the beef between us for real. Well, and he went no beef. I had to make sure it wasn't no beef for real before we even did the jump. And he was like, yeah, like I just want to make this a wave and all this stuff. I was like, all right, bet I can get behind that for real. Like, so
yeah, remember. So I remember this. We got on the phone. And I would fans that hit you and then start putting stuff in your head. You know what I mean?
They definitely had me thinking some smoke. Cause I was like, I got my drummer over there. I would call him. I'd be like, man,
Shout out to the drummer.
I'd be like, I feel like people keep sneak. I feel like this dude keeps sneak dissing us all the time or something. And
I had no clue what he was talking about. I was like, bro, I don't know what he's talking about.
And that's social media is a dangerous
place,
boy.
It is.
Cause I was like, why everybody keep tagging me in all this posts? And he was like, yeah, GOGOpunk this and the third. And I'd be like, nah, he got a problem with me. And then I was like, it was all in my head though. Like I said, you let
just other folks and people hit me up. So when I saw that, I reached out and was like, yo, I'd love to have him on the project. Because I'm all about collaboration.
Yeah,
listen, bro, I tell people even from the production days, I will give you my drum kit. Yeah. Because you know what I'm gonna do with it? Something different that you're gonna do with it. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not threatened by Fred. I'm not threatened by nobody, bro. Right. Zero. Right. I would love. We can all do the same thing. We'll all get in the studio, have the same instruments, and come out with two completely different sounds. Absolutely. Because that's what people's creation. Give them the same. Give that camera right there. If him we're recording and they mix down the same footage, it's gonna have two different feels.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
So I try to tell creators that all the time. Don't worry about what the next person is doing.
That's it.
Now, somebody directly biting, that's different because I got a lot of sons out here.
That was the thing.
I got a lot of sons out here.
I said I do have people directly biting my stuff. That's why I was like, that was another reason I kept thinking he was sneak this, and I was like, is he one of them? Like, why? Like, is he biting me? I don't know. But like I said, once I seen the vision and he explained everything, we talked on the phone. Yeah. I was like, nah, he cool. Everybody else is still up for them.
But I told you, this is the last time I'm gonna say this right here. And I told bro this. When you're doing something great, you're gonna have mini-me's. I have thousands of them.
No,
you understand? Like
you're inspiring.
That's a good thing.
But then also too, right? I mean, there are a lot of creatives, like as creatives, right? Like we might have the same idea, or we might have similar stuff, but at the end of the day, it's only one you. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's only one you. It's only one you. Mm-hmm. So like you said, no matter what you do, in some type of form or variation, it's gonna be its own piece because can't nobody be Tone. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's only one Tone. You know what I'm saying? So I just always thought that's funny.
Yeah, man. I speak that for all creatives. There's only one Breeze. There's only one Footwork. Yeah. There's only one Tone. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so when we came together for this record, man, and I sent them out. I sent them guys Footwork and Breezy the record.
He didn't tell me Footwork was on the song.
I did. I did. I don't do that with nobody, by the way, bro.
But when he told me send him the stems, and I sent the jumps back, and then he sent me the finals product or whatever. I'm listening to the jump, and then I heard it was like a space that wasn't there first. So I was like, then I heard the extra voice. I was like, who is this? Then when he sent the little splits and said Footwork, I was like, man, who is that? I was like, he wasn't on the song at first. So, but like that song crank. I don't care what y'all talking about.
I didn't even know I was on the song, right?
This is a classic Tone. What do you think?
I sent him the verse, and then I go to the listening party, and we didn't clarify, like, did it make it, did it not, nothing, you know what I mean? So we sitting in there watching the song, and he didn't say nothing, introduce the song, get all the way to the second hook, and I'm like, is my verse coming? Is my verse coming? And when it started, I didn't say nothing, I'm trying to play it cool, but in my head, I'm like, yeah, made it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's dope. That's
Nah,
dope,
man. And both of them killed it. I was like, man, that to me, it's a representative of like all demographics here and all different fan bases, because he got a different fan base than I got than he got, and we all collectively collaboration. Going back to that, we all about to get on this song and we gonna represent in our own capacities, but together. And when I tell you this video, when we shoot it next month, gonna be crazy.
GOGOpunk, we got this whole new thing, movement. You know what I'm saying? Tell people where they can find the project, where they can get it, download it, stream it, sit with it.
Listen, you know what it is. It's the same thing. If you listen to music, you listen to either Apple Music or you listen to Spotify. Or if you keep it super real and you down, you got Tidal. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you can catch it there. Is it hashtag GOGOpunk or pound GOGOpunk, man? Hashtag GOGOpunk, and it's everywhere. Listen, she be on me about that. Hashtag GOGOpunk on all DSPs, and you know we're gonna have some cool like hard copies coming soon too. So we'll keep you guys updated with that. You know what I mean?
Well, since we are doing that, I know we gotta do a tour. we got some tours. What we doing? We moving?
Nah, we moving, bro. We getting all that set up right now, man. This is actually my first time as an artist making my rounds as an artist. So it's a lot that I'm learning right now. It's a lot that I'm taking in and really starting to build my fortress and all my relationships around. This is the first project. It's the first proof of concept.
Yeah.
So that people can see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, that is. So yeah, the wheels is turning.
Okay.
You know.
What's one of the lessons you think you've learned so far?
You know what's crazy?
He ain't learned nothing. That's crazy.
Because like I learned so much as a producer.
Yeah.
Because I've done this. So I know what it's like to be somebody on the grind and become a public figure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same grind with this. You feel me? Like it's just me as an artist.
Yeah.
It's no different. It's just I know a lot moving into this space, even though, you know, my biggest challenge was emotionally being number two, going from number two to being number one. Because when you're a producer, you're trained to be number two. You're trained to support the number one.
Right.
So it took me a long time. You know how long people been saying, Tone, this stuff you doing is fire. Why don't you? I've been trying to get somebody to champion the sound. I'm like, 'cause I'm a producer. Like, who am I going to get to do it? Who am I going to get to do it? And I finally, it took me about 3 or 4 years, bro, to be like, I used to ask all my friends and my close people. I'm like, bro, why God give me so much talent? Like, I'm serious. I'm confused. Seriously. Like, why me? Seriously, I really sit in the wall. I stare at the walls and be like, it can't be me, bro. Like, but I just in the last 6 months, it is me. Yeah, I'm one of them.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So
you're
owning.
You're owning.
I gotta own it.
Gotcha.
And once you own it, it gets different. The same way I own being a producer. When you was talking about pushback on the beats with putting go-go and hip-hop, and people at the time before me, and while they took off with it, the purists on each side was saying, oh, nah, that's not go-go, and that's not hip-hop. But now look at it. Yeah. You feel me? How many mini-me's I got now from that? Yeah. You feel me? We're going to do the same thing with this. We want other people to inspire them to do their version of GOGOpunk. You feel me? This is a wave. You know, shout out to Ian McKay. He supported, you know, I checked in over there at Discord Records, you know what I mean? The GOAT. The Godfather of Punk, you know what I'm saying? Like we all know we hip. Yeah, you feel me? So we just, and you know, all the people from the GOGO community support me too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. I ain't gonna name no names, but everybody support what I got going on.
I love
you feel me?
I love it.
Yeah.
Well,
including Aladdin.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Listen, I salute it. I definitely, anything you need, brother, I already told you, man. Like any way that I can help push, make this thing bigger than, you know, using my platforms, using my voice, whatever we got to do, I stamp it, man.
Hey, man,
like,
this is the first radio interview I'm
hey,
doing.
Come on, man. I mean,
listen,
come on, baby.
I came right in Aladdin. 93.9.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
We first, we never last. You hear me? If people want to connect with y'all individually, social media, all that good stuff, let them know where they can find you.
You can follow me at Tupac's biological son. You can follow me at Breezy X Supreme on every platform, including Facebook. You know, people like Facebook. I don't, but follow me there too.
There it is.
It's at Footwork Music on everything, and then tomorrow at the Cannabis Fest.
You can follow me at Tone P, official Tone P, or the Carryout, THACARRYOUT, Tone P and the Carryout.
There it is, man. I can't wait to see this thing go and grow. Tone P, appreciate you,
brother.
my dude.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Yes, sir. Right here on 93.9 WKYS. Ole!